Well, it's not a very Merry Christmas here in Sacramento for the Sacramento Kings. It might be a Merry Christmas for you and your family and your loved ones, all of you huddled around fires in blankets, sipping hot cocoa and other drinks of choice and enjoying yourselves around this holiday. However, that is not the case in Sacramento for the Sacramento Kings. There's nothing merry right now. The Kings have lost 4 straight. They were prepping today for the Detroit Pistons. Here's what Mike Brown had to say about the Pistons coming into town.
I know they're big, they're hungry, they're tired of being where they've been the last 5-6 years, if not more, and they're playing like it. There's a level of physicality that they have or that they're bringing to the table every night, whether they win or lose, that was missing before. And you got to give a lot of credit to all their players, their new veteran players that they brought in, because their cast is different, and JV Bickerstaff.
So, as you can see, Mike Brown in the mindset of preparing for Detroit. There's not much he can say at this point, right? Like, his team is just not playing well. They haven't been playing well for a while. They seem disconnected. They seem disjointed. They seem down, they seem out, all of the adjectives to describe a team that is in free fall, which I think is fair to say of the Sacramento Kings at this point. I've tried to not be too hard on them so far this year. You know, they have dealt with a lot of injuries. They've had a lot of adversity, things they've been having to deal with. Guys in and out of the lineups trying to, figure out what lineups are going to be good on any given night. A lot of that Mike Brown has tried to shuffle around. But at this point, there's really nothing else to say. The Kings are bad. They are in free fall. And there really doesn't seem to be a lot of hope on the other side of this Christmas break for them. Obviously, practicing on Christmas Eve, that's probably not something any of the players wanted to be doing. Mike Brown has already, gotten a little flack for his practice schedule. I don't think you can fault Mike for it, though. His team's not playing well. I think it's only reasonable to be practicing when you're not playing well. So I don't know what anyone's expecting, but the team appears to have quit in their last game against the Indiana Pacers. And we have audio here. We're going to take a look at DeMar DeRozan and De'Aaron Fox's response to that question from my colleague Tony, who asked him that in the media scrum today. So here is what De'Aaron Fox had to say about the team and the idea of the team quitting and that kind of being circulating on social media. Take a look.
Yeah, back to that game the other night. The word been running around, quit. How would you assess that?
You say what's been running around?
The word quit.
The word quit?
How would you assess that?
At what point do we quit? I don't really know what that is.
Would everybody think that the team, pretty much just gave up, stopped winning?
I mean, they went on a run. Obviously, we were trying to start another run. Go on our own run. We didn't. I think 4 or 5 minutes left in the game. Pretty normal.
Back-to-back game too. A little fatigue. A little fatigue made a mix in there too. Would you say so?
No. We couldn't get a stop. We couldn't make a shot.
So De'Aaron doesn't think it's anything, right? He's like, no, we didn't quit. The team just went on a run. I don't know what to, he's looks a little perturbed at the question. I don't know what you're asking. No one quit. They just went on a run. Basketball's a game of runs, and that is what it is. That's obviously not true. That's obviously not the case. Maybe that is for him individually, but as a team collectively and as a product that they had on the floor against the Indiana, they definitely appeared to have quit. I mean, you gave up 70 points in the second half to the Pacers, who are a good offensive team, but didn't really show any fight down the stretch and kind of just seemed to mail it in. So I think it's a word that is fair to be circling around the Kings right now, and that is quit. I don't think anyone's going to admit they're quitting, but I think their responses say a lot in terms of where their heads are at with it. Here's what DeMar DeRozan had to say about the same question about quitting.
No, it's easy to speculate when things just, kind of hit rock bottom. When you struggle and play bad, when things hit the fan like that. But no, quitting, not at all.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, DeMar.
All right, so DeMar doesn't agree with it either. DeMar was definitely perturbed by the question after the media scrum ended, something you can't see there, but he walked off. He was not happy. He was definitely perturbed by the question. I think it's a fair question that Tony asked there, and it should be asked I don't think there's any problems with it. But no one seems to agree with it. No one seems to think, yeah, we kind of quit on ourselves. We quit on our team. We quit on Mike. We quit on the fan base. They're not quitting, according to them. And so where do you go from here as an organization, as a front office? Changes have to be made. The roster is not good enough. They have shown game after game after game that they lack size. They lack depth on the wing. It's really Keegan Murray, then who else? Mike Brown with some of these rotations, playing Doug McDermott extended minutes against Indiana. That didn't work. The fans obviously clamoring for Keon Ellis. Keon and Isaac Jones didn't really play except garbage time. This roster's broken, and the Kings have to figure it out. So that's my note here on Christmas Eve on the Sacramento Kings. Hope you all enjoy yourselves Christmas if you celebrate, and we'll be back for another thriller as the Kings face Detroit after Christmas.